Chris Benson, take a seat right over there. There's more breaking news about this whole Guerrero situation, and the older sister has weighed in with her 2 cents. Shaul Guerrero.
Shaul Guerrero.
Thoughts on the name? The name's not good. I'm not rating the name.
I thought the name's alright. Like
Shaul. Shaul. It sounds like Sean, but with a L.
It's like Latina, isn't it?
Latino.
Latina.
Oh, shallow.
Yeah, so in the previous two videos, I basically didn't think it made a lot of sense. I thought perhaps the younger sister was maybe not telling the truth. But as you'll see in a minute, Shaul kind of backs up her sister's claims, but it's very weird because she's not even like defending her sister or like siding with her sister. She says like what her sister says is like kind of true, and then says she wants nothing to do with her. So I think that's very strange. And
kind of says yes, it's true, but you know what? They supported her in different ways, so it's all right.
And then even if it's like fucking half true, I'm like, why is Vicky still with this guy? I mean, I don't understand it. Now you could argue Vicky's getting older, maybe she doesn't want to like restart her life again, and you know, because at her age it's probably more difficult to get a man or whatever.
Well, let's be real, Vicky Guerrero's never looked that good, so
I think she looked good when she was younger. But anyway, yeah, it's just strange that she's decided to stick by this guy. But again, there's no details. They've not went into into detail about the incident or anything. Shaul Guerrero pretty much just confirmed that there was some form of sexual assault. So anyway, this is what she had to say.
And now we're going to dive straight into this statement, and I quote Shaul. I am deeply saddened at the state my family has been in for years. What my sister stated happened on the cruise was true. She did get sexually assaulted by my stepfather. Sexual assault is never okay, and she has every right to talk about it. Was it rape? No, but it was unwanted touching, which is absolutely unacceptable and traumatizing. This incident tore an even deeper wedge into our family than what was there before. My mother and sister have had a deeply tumultuous relationship for years. Same with my sister and I. After this incident on the cruise, we all went into various forms of therapy in order to heal. Has led the public to believe we abandoned her after the sexual assault, which is not true. The family went into various forms of therapy, and Mom and Chris helped Cheryl. And see, again, she repeated the same thing. That's what put us off topic. But anyway, back to the quote. They get on her feet again by helping her financially, as they have done for Cheryl since she was 22. Does this solve the wounds? Absolutely not. But she was abandoned after this incident. Family or not, I have refused people in my life who do not treat me with respect. I have refused to continue with I mean, I'm actually reading this is what she sent, with role.
Spit it out for fuck's sake.
Yeah, but that's the problem, it's fucking all wrong. It doesn't make any sense.
Well, just read it wrong then.
It's hard for me to read it wrong and then you're going to be like, what the fuck's he doing?
Continue.
Right. In my family, where I play peacekeeper, especially when I'm states away and can't referee properly, I mean, it's the pishest fucking football match I've ever took place
in. Fuck's sake, it's a quote, mate. Just say the quote, you don't need to type shit.
It's kind of, alright, Cheryl, I once again offer to do therapy with you so we can sort out our relationship. Mom, fuck me, it's wrong again, has offered the same these past years. As we all know, we need a professional to be in the room if we are going to talk to each other. You have never stepped forward to want to mend the relationship or take us up on therapy, despite us saying we will take care of the details and finances. Cheryl, what happened to you was not okay. What happened on the cruise tour had an even deeper wedge into our family, but the reason why we all talk deep is a deep well of tangled hurt and complication that I can barely understand, let alone the fans that think they know our family. Okay, I'm so sad that we are dealing with all this hurt publicly now. I hope the family that is supporting you will hold your hand and give you the support you need. That family does not include me due to the verbal and emotional abuse you have subjected me to over the years. My boundaries matters just as yours do, and until you meet to agree with a therapist to work this out, then we will continue to heal separately. I hope you find healing. After that disaster, we're at the end of the road. I apologise for that. That was a fucking mess.
That's why I read the statements and you just sit there.
But the statement's all wrong.
Right, let's not forget about you reading it. Let's actually talk about what is involved in the statement. So again, we don't really know any more details on what actually happened. However, Shaul Guerrero has basically come out and confirmed what her sister said was true. She says that she was sexually assaulted, but she wasn't raped. So, I mean, I guess that could go anywhere from like being groped or something like that.
It was unwanted touching.
I mean, there's unwanted touching, passing somebody and maybe like putting your hand on their hips while you squeeze by, or Like, what is unwanted touching? Like, it's hard to comment on that, right? Because we don't know the full facts. All she said is unwanted touching, and I mean, unwanted touching could be accidental or it could be, on purpose from the person doing the touching. But the bigger question here is, right, now let's forget about the two sisters for a second. Why the fuck is Vicky Guerrero with this guy? I mean, you can argue you can forgive somebody, right, for maybe I don't even know if that's cheating, right? But let's say it was a random woman or something, right? Maybe look past it. But I mean, that's her fucking daughter. It's like he is like lived in the same household as him, like growing up. It's like surely once you see that, you would think, hold on here, if he's been inappropriately touching her, I wonder if he's been eyeing her up through our childhood and stuff like that.
Exactly.
I just don't understand why Vicky Guerrero. And this, obviously, we don't know what happened. I mean, after the incident, fuck, maybe she gave him the excuse me treatment, like, and I don't know what happened, but I just find that it's the fact that Vicky Guerrero's still with him makes me to, and I'm not making excuses for him or whatever, because I am shocked that she's still with him. But the fact she's still with him makes me feel like, obviously, it is a big deal, but I think it might have been blown out of proportion. I just can't imagine she would be with that guy if he was like full on, pure groping and trying to take advantage of her drunk daughter.
I totally understand where you're coming from, but to me, it's just an absolute mess. Because I feel like even if say this Chris Benson guy or Vicky Guerrero does come out now and says exactly what happened, are you going to believe it? It's because it's just been statements that make no sense. Well, they make no sense. They don't get to the point.
Well, no. What needs to happen is Vicky or this pedo guy. I use that term loosely because we don't really know the facts, but what needs to happen is one of them needs to come out and actually give you it's not because we're fans, we don't need, but they need to defend themselves. They need to come out and say, yeah, this is what happened. It was a mistake, or it's out of context, or admit, yeah, you know what, I fucking groped her and I'm a dirty, cheating, pedo, daughter touching bastard. I mean, something needs. I think they saying nothing, it just makes it look. And then Vicky Guerrero's talking about the cars, and now you're wondering, like, the cars and the apartments, is that like hush money? I don't know, but it's like.
She didn't actually deny it, didn't she not?
No, but
I don't know anymore.
Vicky Guerrero says that they've never actually spoke about it. So maybe Vicky doesn't know what's happened. Because she says that her daughter, Sherlin's, never spoke to Chris about it, so. But it's like, even Shaul Guerrero's come out here and pretty much said, oh yeah, you were sexually assaulted, but who cares, I'm done with you. It's like, what? It's very strange. You'd think that if this was the case and Shaul Guerrero knew that this incident was helping tear the family apart, you'd think she'd have a bit more sympathy towards her sister and maybe try and put things behind them.
What happened between her and her sister for her not really to give a shit about all this? Must have been bad.
I mean, that's what I mean. But it sounds like she's been like this for a while. I mean, it does sounds like she's been like this before the incident, and then it just got worse after. But look, we don't know, and someone needs to come out and make a statement. Probably that Chris guy.
We need Chris.
Or Sherlin needs to come out and we need Chris Hansen.
That's who we need.
To catch a predator. But yeah, look, when we made the first two videos, I didn't really think there was much to it, but I guess that Sherlin is telling the truth in some aspects. So,
but she did also say that he did it to other people in that, didn't she? I'm not going to.
No, she said, oh, well.
She kind of said, he did it to other people, but I'm not going to mention those people. That's their own story, sort of thing.
So you're saying it wasn't a personal thing? Do you think maybe the guy was drunk?
No, I'm saying he did it to her, but she said he did it to other people. I don't know if it was the night of the cruise or whatever, but.
So what do you think's happened? Let's before we wrap up. I think, honest to God, no way Eddie Guerrero, but I think this guy'd be fucking dead if Eddie Guerrero was alive.
I think he would be like, I think Eddie would have fucking put the lawnmower on. The lowrider.
Do you think Eddie Guerrero would be subscribed to Fog Wrestling, waiting on the next bit of news to see if he's going to make up his mind what to do? He'd be straight over at Chris's house, man. Fucking, he'd be in the back of the lowrider getting taken to a forest or something, digging a hole, get the Undertaker's shovel.
What's fucking Chavo then?
And again, it's like, I don't know, but it's like, also Shaul Guerrero comes out and goes, yeah, what happened to you was like, it wasn't fair, but it wasn't rape. It's like, she feels the need to point that out. So it's like, it's weird. Even that wording kind of makes me feel like something that shouldn't have happened, but it wasn't that bad. That's almost what Shaul Guerrero's kind of saying. Don't want to put words in anyone's mouth, but
Yeah, I don't know.
if someone got badly sexually assaulted but they didn't get raped, you wouldn't be like, ah, well, you know, at least you weren't raped. I mean,
No, I do get you.
so I mean, I don't know.
It's like if
I
you,
mean, could it be a fucking game of Twister and he put his hand in the wrong place?
like if you get shot, right, and I know what you mean, but if you get shot and you get like brain damage and the person goes, "I wish I didn't get killed."
I know, but like, so what do you think's actually happened here? To come to the conclusion before we end this video,
I
I'm actually baffled. I mean, we've heard three stories from all the female Guerreros, and not one of them has really touched upon the incident. They've all just says how
Winnie Chris.
yeah, but they've all just kind of says how the relationship with the family's broken down. Which I'd say out of the three, Shaul Guerrero definitely had the better response. Looks like she took the higher route, the higher road, and she was a lot more articulate in my opinion, even though you couldn't tell by you fucking reading the statement. But still, my point is, I think out of the three...
But like, what's that say? She did get... My.
Man. But, I think she means bye. But,
yeah, that's why I changed it.
I mean, the point is...
I changed what I knew.
So what do you think's happened?
I think... Well, it was Vicky Guerrero was saying that this... what's the other one called? Cheryl? Had men back in her room in the cruise. So I don't know, maybe this guy was one of the other guys.
Yeah, but then if Vicky Guerrero, like... brought up that cruise thing, and she says that she had like a bunch of men in her room, and she was claiming she got raped by them, which I'm going to assume she didn't, based on how Vicky Guerrero worded it and how no one's came out and backed that up. So it's like, is she accusing her daughter of like telling lies?
Who knows, man? Maybe she's woke up and fucking Chris is the first guy she's seen. She's like, oh fuck, he's touched me. I don't know. Honestly,
If you had to take a guess, what do you think's happened?
I think maybe. Do you
think it's been
he's bumped into her and he's grabbed her in like a half sexual way and she's...
So you think they've been drinking or something and he's trying to squeeze past and they've bumped into each other and he's like grabbed her ass or something like to move her to the side? Or
Aye. Because honestly, it doesn't seem like a big deal. It just seems like, yeah, this happened, but you know what? Our family's been pissed for years, so this is a relevant sort of deal. But I'll bring it up anyway.
So you don't think it was... I don't
Surely if it was serious enough...
Vicky wouldn't be with this guy.
And her sister wouldn't be like, well, you know what? It's alright, actually.
Her sister would have supported her a bit more. Chavo would have killed him by now.
Aye.
I mean, surely that stuff...
Girl in white would have fucking crushed his skull with a golf club.
Abby style.
Aye.
Last of Us 2. If you know, you know. Anyway, guys, that's
We do
it.
know. God help you, the game's pish. Anyway, till then, that's us.
Let us know your thoughts down below. What do you think? It's a big fucking mess, right? We won't know. We need someone just to come out, lay the smack down, and say, look, this is what happened.
It's like they tried to replicate the Bermuda drama and just fucking failed at every hurdle.
But I tell you what, this Chris guy, I mean, they say that silence is normally a sign of innocence. Although Vicky Guerrero came out and responded and she got made out to be a bastard, so I don't know, maybe Rick Steiner didn't say anything about him transphobic comments and all of a sudden he's made it to be the bad guy. I don't know. Like, we just can't really believe people. We've seen last year, Kimberly and that other guy. You never know. But
no, you never do know, folks, and that is us for Fog Wrestling. Signing
if I had to give my final thoughts, I think there was maybe like an inappropriate touch and she's... I don't want to say made it to be a bigger deal than it was, like, because it's still wrong. But that's what it sounds like to me. I just cannot believe if it was anything more than that. I can't believe that her sister wouldn't be more by her side here, and I think her sister would be more accepting of the fact that she's went off the rails if something more serious happened. Yeah. And B, I mean, surely Vicky wouldn't be with this guy.
Exactly.
Say this guy actually intentionally made like proper, like, how could you accept that? Like, someone maybe sleeping with another woman or something, that's one thing. But your own fucking daughter?
I know.
Like I said, would that not bring up questions? It's like, wow, how long have you been looking at her and all this stuff?
I know. What's going on? What is actually going on?
Very strange, guys. Anyway, if any more news breaks, we'll bring it here. Subscribe, comment.
It's fucking... But does Dominic really want into this family?
Dominic!
I don't think Dominic does, but until then...
Peace.